or move up. Sideways action. SMDR created that sent us higher into a mitigated area. We look like we've had a lower time flip out of it. Very possibly we sweep this, come back up into origin, and then go. Or we bounce off of this. This SMDR holds as a zone, and we trade up into here. There's your one-to-one delivered for those that went long. Whoop. The boss. There was 4 people in here. We were testing out everything for tomorrow's session. And it turned into, how many people we got in here right now? 60? What the? Nonsense. Right? So what are we thinking with this high? What did we just fail to do so far? Right? Is there a valid short zone? Deplorables, baby. Oh God. Jimmy's in here too. And Chuck. Wow. So I'm just gonna let you guys take over. What would you guys need to see right now? Right? Is it viable to look for something like from here down here, tap back in, and continue lower? Right? Why would we consider that? We're at the top of a range here with a higher time frame failed high. Are we still bullish or bearish? Right? We got our lower time frame flip here. Can't speak apparently. Right? So yes, you're on the understanding that we get a flip back. That was what you want to see in here to anticipate price going higher rather than longing in here without confirmation. Right? We follow price. We don't try and anticipate that. We follow with what it's telling us it's doing currently and what it wants to do. Right? Otherwise, you're just trading patterns and teaching DTFX as a pattern-based system, which it's not. Now, we reacted out of SNDR higher, yes, off of a flip. But if it trades up here and fails to make a new high, this is not somewhere we would be looking to short. Right? We need this protected low ran and closed below in order to anticipate a tap back in and go. We follow price as much as we want to ride it down here. And what are we seeing? Failure to go higher so far. No closure above bearish price action up here. We want to see something that tells us that it's going to continue higher. There's a sweep. Anybody along on the inside sweep? Interesting. Be honest and true with yourselves. What just happened here? Do we put in a new high or do we fail? So what happens to this internal low? Body closure. Now what are we looking for? What do we got here? Right? Are we shorting down here, expecting that our prop accounts are going to put in stuff all the way down here now? That doesn't necessarily mean we go long here to tap back in. Right? I'm certainly not skilled enough to do that. The boss is. That's not me. Right? We've got a sweep here, potentially. We've got a zone down here, potentially. That might send us back in. But we follow price. If price wants to sweep this, or even just come from here, come back in to here, and then go lower, that would be something that we would be interested in. Right? But we're not shorting because there's a bear bar or because we're starting to see bearish price action, especially when we just ran a protected low. We short or we long? What did we just tap back into? What's this? Just tap back into it. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're shorting right here. But we're looking and evaluating what price is doing at key areas that are responsible for something. This was a bullish trend. We attempted to put a new low in, which then attempted to put a new high in. And now we just put in a new low running this low that put in that high. Right? So this becomes a strong area because it just broke trend. Now, in an ideal situation, you might look for a sweep of this candle, tap into this fractal a little bit more, and then continue lower. Right? But we're also cognizant that even though this closed below, there was a strong move back in. If you short here, where's your stop? Right? How about now? Our bigger zone tapped into the 50% here. This fractal at the 30%. Didn't quite get to the 50. Right? If you were looking to short, what you're looking for are where's your targets below him, right? Now, recall what we were talking about earlier about we don't know what happened back here. This could have been a bear trend that then got broken with this zone here that we've tapped into. Right? But if price is telling us that we're breaking lows that are responsible for something, that we want to be on the bearish side. Now, you have to backtest and figure out how you're going to engage price that way. I personally wanted to sweep into this fractal, and now your stop can be the top of that fractal. Starting to see continuation. Are we holding or are you guys looking to get out here? What's our expectation that price is telling us? Now we want to know what we want to see. What is price telling us it should do based off of our teaching? This low failed to put in a new high. Now this high is what? This high is validated with this candle closing below it. There's your 1-to-1. If you would have gotten filled in there in fairness. There's our double bottom. Anybody still holding for forever? What are we thinking? How many swings we got going? First, second, currently. We haven't broken this low yet. Right? What do we not want to see? You guys should be asking yourselves in your head, what should we not want to see right now that would validate this double bottom, which would do what to this high, which would do what to our short theory, right? And these all have to be quick in real time as you're trading. That's where backtesting comes in, right? You notice that we're not taking actual trades here and looking at money. We're reading and studying price. Bullish close above a bearish candle. Correct. Bang. But, but, but maybe if I just hold and put my stop here? No. What did it tap into? Hey, look at you guys. You guys are learning. Good. Pretty easy short. Yeah. Jimmy takes these in his sleep. I know. I know. Right? SNDR. So when you're in here, before you're even in a trade, you're looking at whereabouts is this going to go? And then you're allowing price to take you there. And then you're monitoring in here for the market telling you it's not ready. Okay. So we didn't get a close above anything in here to tell you that there's a warning flag. Now, certain people in here that are extremely skilled, and I won't mention their name, but it rhymes with a duck. We'll probably take 100 trades up and down in here and make all kinds of stuff. But they've also back tested until their eyes bleed. They're one with the market, right? For us, if we're looking and you're not consistent yet, until this low breaks, your expectation is bullish price action. And then once that breaks, we're not trying to run this high anymore. We're not trying to take this little move. We're looking for price to tell us it's ready from an area we want to go down to an area that's unmitigated, and it should go to, yeah. Right? Now, anybody long in here? long 1-to-1. You guys don't need to be part of every single thing in the market. That doesn't mean that going long here isn't going to come in here, right? Doesn't mean it's not going to deliver it. But at the same time, we just broke. And this is coming in here with velocity. How many swings are we at? Definitely. I wasn't expecting this kind of following in here. So maybe next Sunday we'll do the 1 minute and the 5 second. And if that's what people want for sure, I know that you're mentioning 5 seconds for sure. That we'll do that with the post-day analysis that's coming this week. But yeah, we should probably do more practice of how we're trading. Hurting my feelings, Chuck. You're hurting my feelings. Fragile Canadian accountant. Another great idea by you. That's right. Right. Now, same thing as we look at in a top-down analysis. We want to see some sort of a doji in here and then possibly a stop get run. Right? What happens if we get a bearish candle that comes in here? Then if we run that and close above in here, now we're looking for a trade possibly back in. If we don't get that, we're expecting possibly lower prices. Right? Yes, this is a strong zone that's responsible. It doesn't mean we need to be involved. Okay. We're looking for, as it stands right now, we had our validated low, our validated high, became protected now. We're looking for a possible short out of here to continue lower. Now, higher time frame, we are in between dueling SNDR. Right? We just failed a key high, we put in a key low, traded back out. Got SNDR here, we've got SNDR up here. Right? Both are being respected. What we got here? 96.7, 96.7. Oh, you guys are still in. Cooked. Wrong movement. Right? Prior E zone. We don't know what happened here. This could have been a large bear trend, and this was the SNDR that broke it. But we just cooked it here. Right? Possibility that our origin here that sent this move up, this fractal, could deliver. Right? But if we zoom out, which I implore you guys to really start doing this week, what are we seeing in terms of a higher time frame structure? Right? We've got a high up here, a low down here, failed to put in a high here, got cooked. We just put in a low here, we just put in a high here. This is what? It's a valid double top or not? You better say it is. Good lads. So what happens to this on a higher time frame? Cooked. Now, we don't necessarily have to short here expecting it's going to get cooked, but we'll certainly follow price as it's going down until it tells us otherwise. Right? Or at least back into this origin, and then if we get a lower time frame flip in here, then we expect to trade back up possibly into this range here. My expectation would be probably this imbalance here above this high. Right? We're not trying to catch a falling knife in here. We're looking to trade with trend. Right? I can understand an origin move down here. What just happened? Failed to close above this bear bar that just put us in. What do you think is going to happen with this low? Yeet. Right? Now we're in origin. We haven't got a closure above a strong bearish bar. We just swept. What could be likely in happening is we get some slight accumulation, ideally into here, which would possibly deliver us up into here and then continue lower. Or we tap back in, we start flipping and continuing like this. Either way, we're expecting that we're probably going to continue lower to cook this low. Anybody long off the 50% of the origin? Sweep, tap, flip. Put in a low here. We're getting some accumulation. Just ran both right into the 50% here. Expectation. We trade back up to here for a 1-to-1. Stop slightly below here. Over and over and over and over. And nervous? Nervous? Are we out? Or are we still in, guys? Who's nervous here? Are we adding? Are we blowing accounts? Yeet. Right? Now, question for you guys in chat here, and then we'll call this. Exactly. Why was this an early entry? Regardless of us hitting the 50%. Follow the path down. that actually goes down there, and then that's an awful drawing. That's an awful, awful drawing. What does this look like? Right? Change in order flow happened in here. We traded above this. Right? This was early. We had our little bit of move without flipping in here. Traded lower, traded up, traded lower, traded up above this, back in, flip, and now we go. And where's our target? Possibly here. Ambitious target could be something up here. Right? So you get a sweep and a flip in here, or sweep in here, but we don't have the flip. Right? Remember, structure, narrative, zones, and then entry. Right? We don't just long anywhere in a zone. You have to wait for your confirmations. Let's see if it delivers to our target here. Right? Otherwise, this is just sweep top. Oh, is it going to do it to us? Anybody still in? Still in for a tick? Tick for a tick? Boom. Fair value gap. Right? Now, when you get comfortable, your longs in here, take you up here, the short, potentially down here. Right? But you have to have confirmations in here that you want to see to deliver. Right? This traded up, swept it, traded back through. Would have been a nice confirmation here. Now your stop's above here. Right? Is price telling you it wants to come back up into here if it's respecting this imbalance? Right? And for those of you that are also following, what do you see in terms of your path in this? Right? We'll go from there, 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 opened here, traded up, traded through to here, back in, and then what? We're currently right here. What's our expectation? That we're going to go from here like this or down? Right? Where would our first target be? Ideally. We've got another imbalance there if it wants to respect that and continue higher. Alternatively, you could use this candle as well. Anybody still short? Zoom out, guys. What are we expecting with this? Right? We follow price where it wants to take us. For the same reason we're not longing in here, We're looking at where price wants to go and then using structure and narrative to see if it's taking us there. How likely is it now? Is that what we want to see? At the origin of this move? This is where it gets tricky because our protected high isn't here, is it? Protected high is up here. Our valid low is here, which failed to do what? Right? So anything it does in this range is viable as long as we don't get a closure up here or a closure below. Right? So even though we get a closure here, this might mitigate higher to take us lower. But as it stands now, unless we get a flip, we're still expecting lower prices. Right? So what we're likely seeing happening, right? Recall what I said on Friday about how we anticipate we're in a range or not. We have a valid low here. If this doesn't get broken, then we consolidate, likely tapping into here, right, to go lower. We might be on the right side with short from in here. But if the market starts telling us down here that it's not ready yet to fall lower, we also have to respect that, right? And in ranging, we trade the extremes, right? So is it viable to take it off here and then look for something in here again? Possibly. These are decisions you have to make during your back testing, right? You might sit on your hands and be looking at this. You know, it's 9 o'clock at night Eastern, whatever day January 15th was. Here's your range on a smaller time frame. Possible double bottom here. Swept. Hasn't broken our week low yet. What's this telling us? Wants to mitigate higher, right? Who's back in short? Or are we looking up here? You guys getting good value out of this? Good, right? Being on the right side and being early or not having targets or exit strategies means that you're wrong. Otherwise, you're trading based off of green candle buy, red candle sell, trust me, bro analysis, right? There's no harm in taking a short from here to here and watching to see what price does and getting back in if you have your rules and you're following them. Right. So we have an internal high here that made a low here. But did we close below this? This is seconds time frame. that we're now trading above to possibly mitigate somewhere on a higher time frame, right? So we're not looking at this going, oh, we flipped, we're going to trade back up here now. We're expecting protected highs or lows to get cooked. This is a weak high in theory, right? But we want to see something down here that's going to be a strong flip to take us above there, which tells us that it's not ready to go down from here yet, right? I would have wanted to see something close like above this fractal here to tell me that it wants to really go higher. Bang. Right? And now we've tapped into our SNDR, potentially our SNDR. Again, we don't really know what's going on back here, but we know that this was the high that we saw. This area certainly broke structure and had a strong move out of it. And we've tapped into it now. So on the lower time frame, if I could show you guys the lower time frame, you would have probably seen something like this take us back into this consolidation here. Okay. This is going on for quite a bit. I think we're going to call it here, guys. I agree with Chuck for sure. If you guys are finding a lot of value in the content and these sort of things here, please get the word out a little bit. You know, we're trying to really create something to help anybody struggling with DTFX or futures or anything. And I think Scarface recorded this, and we'll have a channel for it. But yeah, we've got a lot of different stuff to really help and get everybody you know, change you guys' lives. So let's keep it going. We had a great time last week. Huge content came out last week, and Chuck and I have got a lot of different stuff planned for you guys. You're gonna love. So let's get it. Okay, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.